Hello, Bucks fans. This is Real Bucks Talk back again with another video. And today, want to discuss the big matchup that is on Monday Night Football. That is the Philadelphia Eagles against your Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this is a very intriguing matchup. It should be a lot of fun. Obviously, as you see there on the screen, the Eagles are favored by 3 points. Buccaneers being a home dog is not surprising, given the fact the Buccaneers finished the season 9-8, the Eagles at 11-6, but we also have to look at how these two teams got here, and what is going to be the keys for this game for the Buccaneers to find a way to pull off this upset, and move on to the next round. So, looking at the first matchup, again, this was all the way back in week 3. The Eagles won 25-11. The Buccaneers didn't really play well in this game. It was pretty much lopsided. It was close at one point heading into the fourth quarter, but really not close at all. The Eagles pretty much dominated on the ground game, as you see here, 130 yards by DeAndre Swift. Jalen Hurts, had 2 interceptions in this game, but they were pretty efficient moving the football. They found ways to score. AJ Brown, we're going to talk about him. He was a big part in this game against the Bucs. In this first matchup, having over 130 yards receiving, so he played a big role. Um, but yeah, just a lot of mistakes on the offensive side of the ball for the Buccaneers. They were still trying to find their way. They had, a fumble by Rashad White. They had interception by Baker Mayfield. So those 2 turnovers definitely didn't help the team. That ended up in points for Philly. So just some bad breaks, drop passes in this game, a couple by Mike Evans that could have been touchdowns. So a lot of different factors. Game plan overall, again, couldn't really run the football very well. 14 carries for 38 yards, 25 passes for Baker Mayfield. So didn't really have a lot of possessions. And when they did have possessions, couldn't really do much with it. So that was that game. But this team is different on both sides. Both teams are different. As you see here, you just look at the Eagles' schedule. Look at that. They've lost the last 5 of 6 heading into this game. Granted, against the number 1 seed in San Francisco, they got blown out. Dallas, the number 2 seed, same thing. Seattle got a close win over them. They beat the Giants, and then they lose against Arizona and the Giants as well to end the season. So really haven't been playing good football lately. And the Buccaneers are, they're a team that's coming in winning 5 of their last 6. So they've been playing obviously more complete team ball and more better overall. And also big news here is AJ Brown is going to be out for this game. So that is a huge injury. As you see there, he will miss the game on Monday. That is big for this matchup because now the Eagles have to rely on other guys in like Dallas Goedert and Devontae Smith, and utilizing their running backs, DeAndre Swift and Gainwell out of the backfield. So that helps the Buccaneers from that standpoint. And you look at the numbers here, you just look at their defensive numbers, they haven't been very good, especially over the last several weeks. 25.2 points allowed per game, which ranks 30th. Yards, not very good in the bottom half. Third down conversion rate, they're 31st, so they give up a lot of third downs. That's good for the Buccaneers because the Bucs tend to play for third down quite often. You look at the yards per rush, that's good for the Buccaneers. And then the passing game, 38 passes per game. That's the most. So teams like to throw against them. Yards per game, that's near the bottom. So a lot of good things for the Buccaneers heading into this matchup. I think, when looking at the keys, looking at this game with AJ Brown being out, I think that's a huge loss. And hopefully, what it's going to come down to for the Bucs is can they stop the ground attack for Philadelphia and find ways to beat this offensive line up front? Kalijah Cansey didn't play in that first game. We didn't have Yaya Diaby as a full-time starter. So you add those two guys in there. Hopefully they can make some impact. And then, most of your team is healthy on defense. You're going to be at full strength pretty much going into this game. So defensively, can you stop the run of the Eagles and try to make Jalen Hurts beat you? I think that's going to be key. And then on offense for the Buccaneers, I think they have to find ways to utilize the passing game early and often and, hit Rashad White on those checkdowns, use him underneath, find easy completions for Baker Mayfield and find a way to get him in rhythm. And then take your shots downfield to hit Mike Evans or Chris Godwin. And the big key is, can you give enough time for Baker Mayfield back there, especially the interior offensive line of the Buccaneers with Hainsey, Stinney, and Cody Mock going up against Fletcher Cox, Jalen Carter, and those guys. That I think is going to be the key. And if we do try to run the football, I think they need to utilize going outside the tackles, trying to get outside runs, force them to stretch and use, try to wear them out a little bit going east and west. I think that should be the game plan. And hopefully you can utilize some screens in there to slow down the pass rush and take advantage of your opportunities. So bottom line, it's going to be the same keys as it mostly is every week for NFL games. It's who can stop the run better and who can make the big plays in the passing game while also taking care of the football, and limit the mistakes. That's really what it comes down to in these playoff games because everything is magnified, and that's going to be huge for the Buccaneers. I think they got to find ways to come out fast and start quickly. That's going to be important. So I think getting that first down on offense is going to be a huge step. So that is going to be big. Dave Canales is going to have to call a good game, be aggressive early and often, passing first, mixing in the run here and there, but utilizing the pass more often than the run. I think that'll be key. And then defensively, don't let anything behind you, but play aggressive at the line. Try to, cut off Jalen Hurts' options and force him to pass. I think that's going to be key. Stopping their ground game is going to be a big part. Again, Philadelphia is the better team, the better overall roster, but right now they just haven't been playing very good football. And hopefully the Buccaneers can take advantage of that and find ways to beat a very good team and move on to the next round. So this should be a fun matchup. I want to hear what you guys think. How do you see this game playing? Um, do you think the Buccaneers have a good chance of winning this game? How do you think it's going to go? What are your big keys in this matchup? Be sure to hit that like button. Comment down below your thoughts of this game. It should be a fun one. And that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping the Buccaneers just come out and really play their best football so that they can at least compete in this game and who knows, maybe pull it out towards the end of the contest and move on. But let us know what you guys think. And with that said, until the next one.